There it is. I was wondering where that went. It's Tuesday. I almost put Friday. I started writing the notification as Friday. And my brain is a day ahead. No, 3 days ahead. Or 4 days behind. One of those two. Gorgar is angry. Not quite sure why. I think because he wants Friday too. Anyway, so we are going to see if we can finish up this video.
You had it all this time? Why didn't you tell?
So,
You had it all this time? Why didn't you tell?
alright, so it's going to be some refinement, and I wanted to give myself a break from work. Like, if I work on something that animating it for a while, more than likely I'm going to get blind to mistakes and little small things. And so it's nice having a break where I can go back and actually look at it and say, is this what I wanted it to be? So that was looking pretty good. There felt like one spot here. Right here. I see his teeth a lot, so it doesn't feel like the. It feels like heh.
You had it all this time? What is time? You had it all this time?
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be just like a buttload of refining here. Like, I don't feel his eyes are open enough here. Hello, Surya. How are you doing? So I feel like his neck needs to still swing lower on this, but I think I tried that before. Yeah, I think it's too much. I think it's just, it feels stiff here. Can I just like extendo neck? It actually kind of works. If I can do unstendo. If it's extendo, what is the opposite of extension? Like extend, destend? Is that a word? Did I go over the lighting for remembrance? I think I covered a little bit of it. I can't remember when. It would have been a while ago, though. Okay, I do like this, but I think what I'm going to do is try to straighten out his head a little bit. His left thigh and leg. Could get this locked. I'm gonna try and delay it a little bit. Don't want to move that. Yeah, I can. I want to try to finish this tonight, so I don't know if I'll get to it today. But I could see. Because I want to try to get this where I can render it. Okay, he goes down in the front, but he doesn't go down overall. So I think what I need here is a little bit of a horse dip. Okay, that works for the dip. Yeah, normally I jump right on it, but I'm pretty sure I can either get myself to the point where this is done, or if it's not, I'll be able to finish it up later, or pretty easily later, like an hour or so. Yes and no. They have water reflections. This it's not a model you can just load. It's a let's work this way on him. I'm not sure. I'll risk it anyway. It's a specific map that does it. So it does have where when you download the map, it comes with some I think other stuff that lets you do it a little bit more flexibly, but no, it's an actual big old map. But it has its downsides, so like some of the reflections you can kind of see like moving weirdly, and also it works. The more light you have reflecting on the surface, the more it's going to ruin it. So right now I have a lot, or the way I have the lighting set up, it works pretty well. But I have done it before for this is to do the reflection. So mainly because I wanted it for this shot, so because it would look a lot better. So without the reflection, it just didn't feel like water. It felt like you're just floating in space. So the one difficult part with it is trying to get it to blend with the background. Like this is technically the map's border right there, but the way I had it done, just kind of, you're not going to pay attention to it. But it makes up a nice look. But with the way I had the lighting set up in this one, I had to put it at a steep angle. What was the castle tower? Actually, I have no clue. Italy Skybox Tower, looks like from CSGO. It goes a little bit below that too. It was the only thing that kind of fit the look of it. No, I like this map. The reflection of it is really nice, and I can't remember if there's a. Oh yeah, and there's another thing with this too. With the water, the way I have it set up here makes it a little easier because I think I have the little blocker things. I thought there was. Yeah, there it is. So I have an actual object like blocking the water right underneath here. I think that's that one. Yeah, there's closer. There's something I hadn't. Oh, yeah, I think that's what it was. I just had this big metal plate. Yeah, but I had to block something because it was originally set up to where it had this like white sandy texture underneath it, and what that ended up doing was you could see that, and it washed out all of it, and these models were just creating this weird effect. So I had to it was causing that effect because the model itself is going down below that level. So I had to put a black one, like model. It was like, I believe, right under the surface. So let me see if I can. Yeah. And that ended up actually giving the reflections the look that I was hoping for. And then the other one's back there. For the skybox. So yeah, I did have to play with it a little bit by putting a model right under that level. So it is semi-transparent, but because it's black underneath, it doesn't really show anything. Okay, now I need to make sure that the leg bending here is correct. Right now, no, he's melding into his hoof a little bit, so I need to have the arms bent a little bit more. Okay, so when he goes from here to here, I'm gonna have him like have his. I don't think this is gonna move right, being that I'm not working with the rig, but I can try. It didn't go too bad. Okay, good. And then it makes it feel like he's actually yanking it. Hello, Jinxie. How's it going? I think Michael just got home too. Oh wait, no, I didn't just one locked. I wanted neck locked. So the neck, what he doesn't really have the ability to control this little outfit thing there, but I can just kind of whip it around on his chest here and hope for the best. And I know that there was Nice thing is I don't really have much for hair for him because I don't think his. Does he have a beard? Like, oh, he does have a beard bone. Hello.
Hello.
Could have just said, "Are you streaming?" I must see.
I wanted to see if you were streaming.
Awake is a good status. I'm doing pretty good. My brain was in Friday mode for some reason right before the stream, which is weird, but I'll go with it. So I personally feel that these minor details here, like the little ring moving and the hair, are the most important details. So these are ones that I do not want to pass on because it helps him feel like everything around him is alive and fluid and moving and real. Otherwise, it's all just going to feel like he's just a big brick man moving. So, like even here, I feel like it's a little robotic, but I think I can get away with it. Like here, when he goes down, I can probably. It's gonna be a tough one to figure out motion for, but I want to try it. I'm gonna lock chest 1. I'm gonna take pelvis. I'm gonna rotate that. I'm gonna actually move the bone back here. We're gonna try to. Oh, I can't do it with that rotation mode. Nope. Give a feeling like he's pushing off a little bit, but I don't think without an IK rig that I'm going to be able to pull this off. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna keep it. I thought that was gonna turn out shitty. Still kind of rough a little bit. But for how fast it is, and actually with being hidden on that leg, it's not really a worry. He doesn't really put much effort into that direction. I think I want to do more of that. So, again, this is probably not going to work, but we will try. Don't know till you try. can I... So really, that was just a turn, which means that this shouldn't actually be that difficult. This arm needs to be more bent, but I don't think I can. I think I'm just gonna have to unbend it a little bit because it's ooh. Wow, I can probably hide that. It just doesn't seem right in the position that he's in. Like he needs to have this leg out more. You've arrived.
I have. How goes? Go.
Making, adding details to him. Ooh, what was that?
To go.
No, this hoof.
What about it?
There's a little wobble there.
Oh, he's straining.
Hmm?
He's straining. Of
On
course. he's
just the
gonna-
hoof? The
Yes.
arm maybe, but not the hoof.
It's just like his hand. He's like. Ugh. Hey, Surya. Hello, Mr. Jinky Cake. And Durex. What? It says Direct X.
You're wearing your glasses and you're still leaning forward.
Well, you made it sound like I got the name wrong. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I read that correctly.
It's just, yeah. My eyes, since I got my glasses, have already went bad.
Hello. No, without my glasses. That's just a blurry mess and I can't read anyone's name.
Okay, if I lock that. Okay, so this is it. I should be able to
I am
get that.
wrong.
Just move that a little bit too. Alright, and that slime is number...
Hide these little. Hide the top of your computer.
Huh?
I never noticed the top of your computer has like a bunch of fins kind of deal for the venting. Back here.
Where's the... what? There's a...
So what?
Oh, it's right there. There's a switch on the left.
This?
Yeah. Push that forward or backwards.
Huh. That's neat.
It has vents. Did you keep them open?
Yeah.
There's a 200 something millimeter fan on the top that just pulls air out.
I think I got a pretty nice case for mine at PC coming. I took a tip from you and got a full.
Oh yeah.
Instead
As
of-
long as you have the space to put it somewhere.
Well, I'm getting a new desk.
Plus, it's making sure I made sure my airflow is built where air is coming in the side and the front, and it goes out the top and the back. So the fans are built to go that direction too. Though I don't have a fan right now that blows down. And I thought about getting one.
Let's see how cooling goes. It's always the tricky part, but it's a little less tricky. Like got the mid ATX upstairs right now, and getting enough fans in that to keep everything cool was tricky. Not to mention I keep the side panel off, just because to allow more airflow, which I would prefer to not do, but didn't leave me with a whole lot of options.
Yeah, the only reason I did the full ATX for the current build is because the graphics cards nowadays, well, if you want a decently high-end one, they're like 12 to 13 inches long, and an ATX, mid-ATX, unless you get like a hard drive one that's like turned sideways or in weird, doesn't fit anymore.
Well, it didn't. My graphics card didn't fit in that one upstairs. So let's just say my computer used to have 2 slots for hard drives. Now it only has 1 because I took a pair of pliers and ripped out the other one so I could fit my graphics card.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do.
Well, what was my other option? Get a whole new case.
That's what I did. But also I knew that it would just make things easier. Plus, this one has the cable management slot on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So the other side comes out, and there's a gap about that much where there's just nothing, and there's all the little bits for the cords to be pushed through. So you can keep all the cords hidden behind the motherboard, not actually against the motherboard. It's not floating in the case. So that's why by having the cables out of there, it helps the air.
But you would have to take out the motherboard if you wanted to switch around any of the cables.
No, it's the motherboard is attached to a metal plate, and behind the plate is a bit about this.
So you can access all the cables from this side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then by keeping all the cables out of the way, it helps keep it open for airflow. Otherwise, if cables are there, it's blocking out the air. So I try to keep all the cables pushed down to the sides and around the back. So anytime I do it, I go and grab the cables. Some of them are twist tied to keep them as tight as possible. But then it's not touching the motherboard either.
That's good.
I can't remember what this headset is. I think it might be. Yeah, it is Sennheiser.
I just have a JVC.
It's I can't remember the name of this one. I think this one was about 100 and must have put it down. It's something dusty. I think it's like 100. I can't remember. I got it on a sale. I think during a Black Friday for like 100 and something. I got it because it's got really nice sound. And I didn't. They had the same models that had one was noise canceling and the other one wasn't. And I got the one that wasn't because they say that the noise canceling ones, the ones that block out sound, are difficult because you have difficulty hearing yourself, and that makes
talking rough.
Yeah, it makes it talking rough when you can't hear yourself talk back. So you can actually have it like repeat yourself a little bit into your headset, but still, I didn't want to do that. Plus, it's nice because these ones are actually they have good sound, and I don't feel like the sound around me is muffling it up at all. But also, I can hear almost as well everything around me as I can without them on. So
I think the only time I really went like noise canceling completely was maybe a long plane flight. Because you want to be able to hear what's going on around you. You don't want to be walking down the street and not hear like "Run for your life!" Ah! or a car coming.
Well, yeah, but these ones are not.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know many situations where I would want noise canceling.
Well, there's multiple different kinds of noise canceling. You can get noise canceling that is just blocks the sound, but then there's other ones that take in the sound from around you and broadcast the inverse signal to cancel it out.
It's silly.
No, it actually works.
I'm sure it works, but it's silly.
At work, they have that. All my entire office has it. So there's, and my previous place had it too. So they put these little speakers in the ceiling, and it takes whatever sound that comes in, it broadcasts low volume, very low volume, but an inverse of it. And what it does is it makes the whole room, like they're called white noise generators, so it just brings the whole room's volume down to where if you are talking at a normal volume, your voice doesn't travel nearly as far. So when you're in a big office, I can be one cube over talking with somebody, and the people on the other side can barely hear me. It's weird, and you don't even think about it. But when you're there, you realize that it kind of just sounds slightly muffled, and it just is quiet. It does. It's nice. I love it.
Yeah, your office has some extra money to throw around.
No, my previous place had the same thing.
What? It's crazy. It seems like a lot of effort to go through just to make things a little quieter.
When you have a bunch of people, that's not even. He's not even done. When you have a lot of people working in an office that has a lot of people talking, it would sound like a convention hall. So you have to keep something so that people can talk on the phone and not have a whole room full of people with noise. There's like at my desk right now, I have there's two of us with a small wall separating, but we have a meeting desk between for every two people. So it's built for people to come over and sit and chat and collaborate. So it'd be really difficult if they had all that happening and you're trying to talk on the phone or something. So it's pretty common for offices nowadays.
Just get that thing they used to have when I was in grade school. I don't know if you had it at the stoplight. Did you have one of those when you were in school? Because I know a couple schools had them.
What?
The stoplight. It was basically this stoplight they would hang up in the cafeteria at school. And when the kids were getting too loud, it would track it, and it would go to yellow. And if everybody saw the yellow light, it meant get quiet. Otherwise, because it's getting too loud. And if it went to red light, you lost 5 minutes off recess.
I never had that because we didn't need to have somebody. What the hell is that? That just sounds so stupid.
It was what our school did. It was a sound monitor to keep everybody quieter during lunch, and it would go green light and everybody watched it, and it went to yellow light and everybody like, no, you're all being too loud. But if it went to red light, it went to red light all the time because we were kids and nobody, like half the kids weren't paying attention. It would go, and then one of the teachers would be like, that's 5 minutes, and that meant 5 minutes off recess.
Your teachers were assholes.
If it did it twice, you got 10 minutes off. They did it one day. I think it did it like 5 times, and we didn't get any recess. We had to go right back to class.
But why are you telling kids to be quieter?
Because they didn't like the noise the children made.
Well, then don't work in a fucking school.
I mean, most kids were just trying to talk to each other during lunch, but we were encouraged not to. They wanted us to be good, quiet children.
Obedient.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah, you lived in an evil place.
I lived in Kentucky, man.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. You just need one of those at your job.
No, I don't need that.
Like, you just have the same, like, teacher just come out and be like, hey, that's 5 minutes off your lunch break.
I take a lunch break I grab food and then I come upstairs and I eat
you're
it at
allowed
my
to
desk.
have food now then.
I'm not allowed to have food?
No.
Pretty sure that would be an OSHA violation.
You set the light off. You know the consequences. Oh, my childhood was wonderful.
Your childhood sounds like just consistent torture every time you talk about it.
That was everyone's childhood, though.
No, I think it was just Kentucky.
Yeah, okay, everyone in Kentucky's childhood. I can't believe you didn't have light. Like, a lot of the schools in Kentucky had that light. I think some of them still do.
No, because they didn't care. It was always loud. They let kids be kids.
I had a really strict upbringing as far as, like, children were to be seen and not heard kind of deal. when I was young. So it all seemed pretty much on par to me. Ugh, back to goat. He blue.
Yeah, this doesn't have much for this slime motion, so I'm just adding some.
Gag, gag, gag.
Then like here, what is this?
It does look like his legs move and the slime really doesn't.
The other one, oh no, the other one needs to be fixed too.
I mean,
Actually, his whole.
I feel like it should squish down a little bit.
You know, it's locked to his hoof. The bottom is locked to his bottom hoof, and the other one is locked to his upper one. But it just depends on where it is at any moment. Yeah, that's not going to fix anything. So that's why I'm doing this still.
I don't know how much he spent on those headset.
Well, you already said.
No, I
You were
wasn't
just in the other
listening.
room. I spent many units of money.
Probably too much.
It was like 100 something.
It's about what I spent on my Blue Yeti. And the headset that came with it.
I can't remember. I know I got it on a bit of a sale, but these are for simulating like 5.1, and but they're just, the main thing is that they just have good sound. That's the main thing.
I got a pair of JVCs and I'm not happy with them. They're comfortable. I think that's the most important thing with a headset is comfort. You want to wear them and have them not feel like they're there. Or at least not, you don't want them to be causing any sort of discomfort.
Yeah, these are pretty comfortable. I previously had a pair of a Razer headset, but I ended up having the cord snap on it, and I wanted to get a new one anyway.
You know, the best headset I ever had was just one of the ones like the 3.5 that just plug into the front. Got them at a truck stop. They were meant for truckers, for their radios, and I picked them up, and they lasted me a really long time. They were super comfortable, and they had like a little metal bendy thing for the mic, so you could adjust it. As opposed to it just being in one place, you could put it further away, put it closer. And I had those forever, but eventually I tore up the cable on them after I ran over the cable with my chair and kind of broke them. I was sad. But that was a long time ago. They're only like $25. I think that's the... Some people say they have better sound on the 3.5s, and I think that's the reason you still see the connections on the front on most PCs. Because a lot of people still like to use them. Also, it frees up a USB slot.
It kind of works. Do a partial round. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick.
He just wasn't, the hoof wasn't actually like locked to it.
I just want one time he pulls up to try to get away and he just lets rip a fart. That's how you know he's trying really hard.
Because he's old.
Because he's just like, and you just hear. I mean, that's not even old.
That got really childish.
I'm a child. What do you want? I want to see the goat fart. Because that's what happens. I'm childish. You're just like...
Well, yeah, I'm not making fart jokes.
No, you just got the little child. You're no better.
Defend it yourself, sure.
Yes. I will defend my fart jokes. I still want it. I still want him just to be pulling really hard and then just... And then he just like pauses for a second to see if anybody heard, because that's what people do. Like, no. Fart jokes are the highest form of comedy. It's on record now.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Just every time. Like, just imagining it. And it's making me giggle.
Why is this so spiky?
Try to have egg noodles.
Okay, so this is clipping a little bit. That should be fine. Oh, not there though. Here. I need to have this come out a little bit because it's just popped in a little bit. Okay, and in. There. All right, distractions and goop. All right, now back to the part I was working on with him.
What's that?
The bell, or the bell base it was called.
No, making sure it gets affected by gravity.
Yep.
It swings around a bit.
I had to add more motion to him, which led to more motion on the legs, which then led to the goop, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, this is what I was originally doing.
How it goes. With you. You like your details. Which I like them too. It brings more life to the characters.
To me, I brought this up, I think, before you were in here, but I feel like that's the most important part, is these kind of details.
I like it a lot with the horses, because it lets me believe for the 2 minutes you animated them that they are alive. And the more detail-oriented the animations are, the more alive they feel.
It's like him going down here. This is the type of animation I wouldn't do until I knew I was done.
He's like, go back and forth with him. Like you were just a second ago.
He's got a.
He's like, hey, yeah. I know.
I gotta fix him. He's
saying, hey.
he had a jitter.
Yeah.
The slime needs it to. Something must have gotten squonked.
That's a new word I will add to my vocabulary. Squonked.
Okay. Like here, it still feels a little stiff too, but I think it's fine. Oh yeah, it makes it. I want the jerk. Okay, so that's.
I was gonna make a joke about Steve Martin there, but I don't think anybody under the age of like 25 would get it. I wonder if anybody watching even knows who Steve Martin is. He's really cool, but he hasn't been on TV for a while. He's still alive, as far as I know.
He's old now.
Was he ever not old?
He's always had white hair.
Yeah.
Well, it's just little stuff like of the moving this belt around, and making it feel like it lags with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think is hugely important, because otherwise it just feels like it's a part of him, but now, or it's melded to him. But just a little bit of a.
Be terrified
Twist.
to watch you do a whole animation with a pony in a dress or something. You're like trying to get the flow just right.
Little Pip and leaving the stable.
Yeah.
I had to manually go through every bit that she had a barding with and animate it manually, because like the walking animation that was best at the time was Takio's, but he used the rig, and the rig causes a twist in the leg that you normally can't see because it's the same color. It's just you don't even notice it when you're wearing clothing, or in say a pit buck. The whole wrist will turn 90 degrees really quick. So I had to go through the entire video every time that they were taking a step, and I had to offset that rotation. So when you like,
That's a cute.
so when she's walking in the hall here,
Mm-hmm.
I had to go through every step, and there's the one before that. Yeah, it's the one here. I had to go through like every step and you can see there's still leaving a little twist there, but normally it would do a 90. So I had to offset that. You can even tell here her leg is actually bent this way. It should be like it's twisted around. No, but there I couldn't tell and I didn't bother with it. But and a lot of the other ones, one of the most annoying ones was this scene. Having to go through here. Every time she lifted her leg, Churn did anything, I had to completely manipulate all the clothing to not clip a Roddy. That was annoying.
You know what I think? I think she ended up really, really cute. Especially that part, the eardrops. That's adorable.
It's the same thing on this one.
Make these horses so cute.
Her clothing.
Oh, I watched you animate this one like extensively. I remember.
Yeah,
She
that
was
clothing
like turned inside out.
is just, well, no, this clothing alone to just keep it so that, because I knew it was going to be dark, so I didn't have to bother with too much of the details, but to just maintain it so that it was this
You had to, like,
was
shrink down her
horrible
arms
amounts
and
of work.
stuff.
Yeah, that made it the easiest to shrink her arms around, but yeah, I had to. This whole thing is that suit just wobbling all over the place.
Oh, I remember watching you do it.
It was horrible.
I kept thinking to myself, she was ripping herself apart in that clothes.
But it's the only way it's the only suit that worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've done plenty of the destroying of clothing to fit a scene.
Pip was so cute. And all the attention to detail is what made her cute. That and her super boopable nose. But you know how that goes.
What about his super boop snoot?
He doesn't have a super boob snoot. He just has his face. An unfortunate one. I can't tell if that chin is.
Why is it unfortunate?
Because I don't know if the chin is like a beard or just like horrible tentacle gross. I still think they should have made the beard white.
No.
Well, it looks like he has a growth on his face. It's like a squid that's just kind of hanging off his chin.
No, it would have looked super weird. Because then I think it really would have made his head look like a penis.
You're the only one who thinks his head looks like a penis. I mean, I kind of see it now since you pointed it out, but
Saying that's not a penis.
I'm saying now that you pointed it out, but only because you pointed it out.
It's a big fucking penis.
Well, now it's a penis with a growth on the end. They should get that looked at.
That's what circumcision is for.
It's like they half finished and left it hanging. Oh, that's not okay. Again, unfortunate face. No boobs. Death.
Okay, so back to this thing. I needed to get that done before I could do the ring fully. So now that that is done, I can actually focus on this. Actually, no, this is gonna come out a little bit. Well, it's gonna be like, it's gonna come out, then it's gonna be in for like a short period, and then it's gonna swing way out again. But at this point, it's actually gonna swing and stay down there. I used to hate this doing the physics portion, but now I feel it's one of the easiest parts to do, because it's just about like anticipating emotion and being lazy. Like I know that some of this could be much more detailed, but just going nope. It's a plane.
Yep. It just seemed awful low.
What do you think is going to... Oh no, it's coming right for us. It's like, what? It's just... Remember the old streams of not the previous apartment, the one before that? I didn't have a camera on, but we were closer to I was closer to the airport, and so they would always pick up the planes.
Yeah.
And in the stream, every time somebody would hear a plane go over, they would say plane. But then in the winter, I had the window shut, and they couldn't hear it. So I just had YouTube with the plane noise, and it would just every now and then hit play, and then they'd be like, plane!
Just like messing with people.
Okay, he needs a little bit more motion right before that bell hits, because he actually he stops moving completely.
Just have him jerk back a little bit.
Yeah. Just need to make sure I'm not...
It's kind of funny that he doesn't really react to it, though, at the same time.
Because
Like,
he's
it
got
just
his eyes shut.
happens. I was referring just being, like, really rigid. And just being like, fuck.
What is it that is getting this cut off? That is everything. Okay. Something else is included in that. Oh, the bell. I don't want the bell in there. That doesn't count. Doesn't count. What is it?
Oh. Hmm.
Okay, I need to figure that out. It's everything. That might make a blend a little tougher, so let's see what this is going to do. Okay, that is pretty drastic. So instead we will, because it doesn't matter at this point because he's actually hit. So we're going to take everything that is him, go in, no, lay up there. Okay. Well, actually, I do need to do in without the root. Oh, and without locking the feet. Okay. Now I can blend it. Okay. Because I think I have him. He starts going down a little bit, but I want to have him go down a bit more.
I kind of just want you to do like a splatter of blue just out the back of it. That's just blue. Like you squeezed all the color out.
No, because people are going to interpret it as blood.
It's blue.
No, they'd be like, you murdered Grogard.
I mean, you kind of did either way.
No.
No. No.
She's did it.
Okay, good defense. It's not the Gary, it's not my fault. They did it. They made me do it. They made me make them do it. Like, uh-huh. As the therapist sits down. He fine.
Actually, I should probably have small. Actually, I'm gonna do a camera shake, but I'm gonna do it in post.
Okay.
If I have it in pre, it's gonna do a blur. But if I do it in post, I just do edge repeating, and it should not even be noticeable.
The bell! You had it all this time? What? You had it all this time? This time? 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 You had it all this time?
I feel like he needs to have his. I think I even tried this once before. I think he's had his head go up more, but I don't think it's gonna work. No.
Did you get a reason? Why not?
Too much motion. Animation shouldn't be consistent motion. It should be a lot of A to B's with a lot of the secondary motion filling the gaps. Because if I have him, so I have his stop points. So he has beginning. Here's his stop point. There, But if I have his head constantly moving through this whole bit, there's no stopping. And if there's no stopping, the motion blur is going to kick in, and it's just going to be like a fuzzy version of it. So I want to have it be where he's going between those. Even here, I feel like so you go from here to here. I can kind of offset it a little bit, but I don't think this is going to work either. The motion, so have his head go up a little bit more here. Or did I go the wrong way? No, would I go down? Should have been neck. Nah, it's going to be too quick a motion. It's only in a half second. But sometimes it's you offset a little bit of that motion with by putting them back into another position that was similar to what they were in, and then it will keep their head more in place while their body's moving below them. And actually, this might work if I lock this first.
So you know what happened to Chrysalis, Cozy Glow, and Tyrek in this scene?
The bell.
They were saved.
They were saved
by the bell. Yes! I love my early 90s humor.
That actually would be a funny way. Like, if this was a little longer.
It's alright, because we're...
Until I get when you wake up with the... like, the original. And you get, like...
Saved by the Bell.
That would be an anthology short.
Yeah.
Rip.
No, don't rip. Just say, hey guys, I have an idea for an anthology short. And watch the explosion. I'm never gonna...
Oh, clumsy. And doo-doo.
I'm never convinced it's 100% dead. I think it's just gonna take one influential person.
That used to be the show I'd watch in the morning before, I think, like, middle school or something.
I watched it a lot, too.
Yeah, that was like, every morning I'd wake up to Saved by the Bell.
I mean, when we were younger, you didn't have, like, the internet. You watched what was on TV, and Saved by the Bell was on TV a lot in the early 90s to mid-90s.
Oh, yeah, actually, I like that more. I might not do it on the neck, though. Or on that neck, I might do a neck, too.
It was,
So I can maintain the motion of the body, but now his head actually has a little bit more stopping time. Well, thank you. I am actually surprised. He's turning out better than I thought he was going to. Okay, I think... Is that ring all moving good? Okay, wait.
There was another show I remember watching a lot in the 90s. It had some kid who would talk to the camera. And he went to, like, a school.
Malcolm in the Middle?
No, I was older when that came out. It had Mr. Feeney was.
That was the one I know.
I remember Mr. Feeney was always the principal, but I can't remember the name.
Why can't I remember that one?
Yeah, I
Underpants.
I remember one where he traveled back in time and he's like, I want to buy a heifer. And it's like, how much are the stock in Sprint? 5 cents. I want to buy them all. Like, that's the one joke I remember. Sprint's not doing well. So.
Oh, that bothers me because I knew exactly what you were talking about, and I used to watch that one a lot too.
I thought it was like,
his name was Sean.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think.
I just remember Mr. Feeney more than anything.
I can't look it up because it's gonna bug me if I don't remember it.
Well, we can rely on our internet friends.
No, because it's the same. It has the
World. It was something World.
I know it's World something, but I can't remember. Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets
There
World.
we go.
You did it.
Oh
yeah.
God, that was hard.
I was gonna.
I knew World. I knew that word.
I started thinking about like World was in it, and then, yay! Now your head won't explode.
Oh my
'Cause
God,
you were
that was
struggling with
bothering
that
me
one
so
hard.
much.
Ugh. EA 90s.
But yeah, there was a.
Oof.
I used to watch Gilligan's Island a lot in the morning too.
Oh, my dad. He's the reason I watched some of those older ones, like Gilligan's Island and oh, what else? I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched. Just a lot of those shows my parents used to watch when they were younger. They continued to watch when they got older. What else? Watched a little bit of Bonsai. I remember watching some of that. A lot of the Cosby Show. We don't talk about that much anymore. He had a lot of shows. I love Lucy.
Hey.
Yeah, Fat Albert. I didn't watch that one so much though.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I think that was a bit before my time. I was more
I had-
70s.
Yeah, but I had seen a good bit.
I never really, like, I would catch an episode of The Twilight Zone from time to time, but I can't really say I watched it a lot.
Yeah,
I love
I'm the
Lucy,
same way.
yeah. I Love Lucy I saw quite a bit of when I was younger.
One thing I used to watch with my parents all the time was oh my God, that was locked. Was Muppets Tonight.
Oh, yeah. Your parents watched that with you?
Yeah.
You had cool parents.
Oh, they loved it.
I mean, I've looked back at some of the episodes, and they're fun. They had some pretty big guest stars. It was basically like Saturday Night Live for kids. The Muppet Show. They had good sketch comedy, and they had some celebrity on. Like they got some pretty big celebrities too. I remember, like Whoopi Goldberg would be on there all the time, and so would Mark Hamill, and just a slew of others. Talking to the frog and the pig.
I think this needs to actually be the other direction. Oh, maybe not. Wait, no, it's... Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Now I can. Okay, when does it hit the ground? It's gone right here. Maybe not. I think what I can do instead is... Because I want to have this be like a little bit more delayed.
The only thing you missed from the previous stream is pretty much this, except less completed. This is it, more completed.
Yeah, well, the previous stream, he wasn't animated at all. It was... that's not what I want. Oh, that one locked. It was completely him just standing still. So if you want to see the process of putting some of this together, definitely you can see that. Okay, that works a bit better. Yeah. Actually, it might have the leg lift up a bit more. because I like the idea that, because if you're going to go punch somebody, you don't just go like boom, you actually like pull back. And so if he's going to use that leg to push himself, he's going to bring his leg up first to try to get more oomph. But from that angle, I can't actually see his thigh, so I can cheat it. We're just going to grab left leg and just go, oh, I got to unlock that foot though. I'm just going to go bring it up like this. There we go. Because who cares? You can't see it, so. But then that off timing of the rest of it makes it better. Yeah, I did. Last stream I did him, and then the stream, 2 streams before that I did her. So.
Here it took like 5 streams.
Yep.
You know,
Actually, I think I might go back to him not moving at all.
Oh yeah, you did make a move. Yeah.
Well, no, he's just keyframed right now.
The only thing you should have him doing is maybe moving his fingers a little bit to just like kind of rub his furrow. Just.
But if we were how many frames that is, it would be too much. You would never
like
notice it.
One dent. Just did. If you can have it run that long, just did.
I'm right now.
Show that he's rubbing.
He has about 20 frames.
Did.
So that okay? So you're looking at duh is 10 frames, and duh would be another 10 frames. But
like
that'd be
this.
but so
Like,
so you're looking at 2/3 of a second. But if he moves the entire time, he has no original base position for you to reference from. So you'd have to give it about maybe at least half a second to show the initial position. So no, it wouldn't actually work. If you jump into a scene of complete motion, it's like if for like her, if I jumped into her right here, like if this just went like he was doing this, and then it was like right to her doing something. No, I have to have her go from some position. So here she's in a base, but she transitions to, I guess, what her base would be. But no, that really wouldn't work. It would work if I only had him squeeze, because that's
It,
oh, and look what it is. Oh, that's what I was working to do. So that was the intent. But I'm giving here about half a second before I'd kick that in.
yeah.
Or if the entire thing is him just slowly squeezing, then it would work. But you have to give time for people to actually see what's going on. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I haven't set up the camera to have like the jitter motion. Oh, I don't want to do it like that.
About 15. No. About 20 minutes. Go start cooking the rest of the food. He looks like he's gonna go take a poop.
No, shaking his head would require a back and forth motion, which is again something that it'd be way too little time.
How long would it take to put a party hat on his head?
He has one.
He does. Yay! You forgot about that. I didn't realize you left it on.
I call it Kroger's Pride and Joy.
Oh,
No, if I put stupid stuff, I try to keep it. I just name it something and then shut it up.
When your foot fetish has gone too far.
Oh, Dad, actually, this should be, or not there. No, I don't think I still have to do a little bitch. I'll be able to finish him today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish her. But I should be able.
I thought she was already finished.
No, I haven't. She won't take that long because her tail is basically done, but it's like here.
I still had to put socks on her. I get it.
No, well, actually, the wing I'm not going to worry about. But the main thing is her hair cleanup and then just final double check, because you never know. But Grogar here,
He's looking pretty done. But I've been saying that for like days, so I don't know.
So his jiggle bones. Oh, it's just his ears. I forgot about his ears. They kind of just float there.
My ears don't move around a lot either when I'm like doing stuff. That'd be crazy if every time I move my head, my ears just went whoomp, whoomp, whoomp.
And this is a minor part. Like, I could get away with not doing them at all, but I feel like ears are a huge boon to the animation.
It's like I swing this way.
But they're super easy. Ears and like the ring that like secondary just physics reaction and stuff. I've done that so many hours that it's just
How floppy are goat ears?
well, he's angry, so I would assume that it probably wouldn't even be floppy. Floppy to me is a relaxed state. I've had it before where if they're alert, I'm going to have their ears turned more towards wherever the noise is, and they're probably going to be less floppy. So this depends on the situation.
I think that one scene he did with Little Pip's ears, where they went down because she was sad. That was so cute. Sad horse.
I do the down ear thing a lot.
Yeah, but you just showed me the Little Pip one, and it was super cute. And so that's the one I remember. It doesn't work on him.
Well, he's not doing it because he's sad. It's just because he's old.
His ears are just falling off.
No, they're lower, I think. Well, they're lower because of the horns. And his ears have the dual bones too, but I don't bother touching those. That gets it's the these ones because you get the little end piece. That gets super It's the same thing with the eyebrows. I like the fact that they have eyebrows you can put on ponies now, but it just overly complicates some things where I only put it on if it is required to do the emotion. Sarcasm is really hard to do without eyebrows.
You know what video I think would be really cute?
Anything with ponies.
Yes, but this is a bit more specific. This one, you got Lyra, right?
Oh god, it better not be a couch.
No, there's no couch. But she's eating a hot dog, right?
That's meat.
Well, it's a horse version of a hot dog. It's soy. Doesn't matter. But she's like, the camera's like looking at her, and she's super weirded out by the fact that you're watching her eat a hot dog. Like, she's just like trying to eat a hot dog, and she's like, looks over at you, and she sees you looking at her, and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at me? Please let me eat my hot dog. She's not saying anything, but you could tell in her face.
I'm glad that you don't animate.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Lyra just seems like the one
It'd be
that
the
would
weirdest
be cuter.
fetish channel.
It's not a fetish.
No, but it's gonna be somebody's. Oh look, she's eating a hot dog.
That makes everything a fetish. Like, oh look,
He's a hot
stuck
dog.
to the floor. That's my fetish.
There's if you think it's a fetish, it's a fetish.
Oh,
That's how the fetishes work.
well, he has a big penis, so he's a big penis stuck to the floor.
I love me, the big old blue penises.
Oh no, I'm not gonna watch Avatar with you. Ever. I have to get rid of Watchmen too. A lot of blue penises in that one.
Well, there is, isn't there?
Yeah. That's where he got all his power.
Yeah,
Why just me?
Why do you want to see Lyra eating a hot dog and not Derpy?
Because I feel like it would be cuter with Lyra in that scenario. Because Lyra seems like she'd be one to get weirded out by you watching her eat a hot dog, whereas Derpy wouldn't really care. She wouldn't even notice you're there because she's looking this way and that way. And she'd just be happy to see
bullying.
you. She'd just be happy to see you because she's a little derp. But Lyra would be like, stop watching me eat my hot dog.
I like that how this is positioned. I only have to worry about one side. So that churn isn't fast enough that I do need to cover that other ear. Or the other bone. Is that the backward motion is not enough.
I didn't say Lyra was cuter. In general, Derpy's cuter, but in the scenario, the hot dog scenario, Lyra would just work better. You just have to trust me on this. I'm an expert in pony cuteness.
These years of experience.
Sad Twilight. I said she'd be cuter in that scenario, but overall, no.
I think I
Clear the
need
record.
a little bit of the floppy there too.
Just smacks himself in the eye with his ear.
No, he doesn't.
No, I guess not.
I'm just trying to get it to where a lot of this is I just keep doing it until it doesn't feel weird. That's the science of my physics. Because if it feels weird, that means it's probably not. It's probably my brain telling me that something is wrong, and that is called uncanny valley. So I go until it just doesn't feel weird. Like here, this should actually be, I think, more forward and down. And now he's going to go back up again. Too slow. Too floppy right there.
He's too floppy. They got pills for that. It's a big penis. This happens when you get old. He is thousands of years old. No! He took the pill! Never again. Oh no! That's surgery gone wrong. I just wish you do an animation where he like takes some pill and all of a sudden, oh, that's unfortunate. He could never gonna get a date now.
The bell! You had it all this time? Why didn't you tell me? Had it all this time? Why didn't you tell me? The bell! You
I'm considering taking the camera and
The bell! You had it all this time? Why didn't you tell me?
oh, I think some of that motion got dragged into that on the smooth. I might need to redo the camera.
Didn't you tell me?
Because I can... The motion shouldn't be noticeable that early.
I don't think.
Not for the camera anyway. I'm gonna try doing that. Because it's supposed to be a quick snapshot, and if it's yeah, it doesn't. It feels like it's taking too long now. And I'm gonna have to redo that. I think that works better. Okay. And aperture's not gonna matter. But does it work to have the camera move at all? I think it does, but if I do that, I need to do it with a helper. Because it's going to destroy the camera if I do it otherwise.
I've never seen that thing before.
I use them all the time. So what it does is I take and lock the camera to it. So the camera is going to move as normal because it's locked to this this thing. Actually, I should, before doing that, lock the camera to it in not in 0. There we go. And now I'll go backwards and do it. Okay. So the reason for that is I now have a separate model that I can move and control the camera that is separate. So if I have complex motion, and being that it saves all the motion by individual dots and points, if I start trying to layer motion on top of motion on top of motion, it starts to get where none of the motion is the way I intended it. So like say for the oh wait, no, that one actually does work. How it works at the end of this when this spins around him. Mm-hmm. The camera would never do that. It's too many motions. I'm originally sitting here. Now I'm backing up. I'm spinning in a circle, and I'm also turning the camera to keep on them perfectly centered. So instead, I use 3 different helpers. So one of them is locked right in the middle here. One is locked by the camera, and then there's the camera itself. So this middle one's only thing was to spin in a circle. And then the other helper's job was to slowly go backwards, and then the actual camera itself would all its job was is to actually I don't even think the camera was moving, because this one's rotating. The camera would just keep steering that way, and the other one was moving backwards. So it's set by separating all the motion. And otherwise, if I tried to blend it, you're reversing the camera and turning, and it's like so many different axes trying to move at the same time that it gets jerky. So by doing it this way, since I have all those little subtle motions to it, I can now take this helper, and I can't float the camera anymore, like before where I can just go on the camera and then move around like this. I can't do that. I have to do it by hand. But we'll just move it down a little bit. And oh, actually, I was doing that wrong. I have to say what I'm doing over time. So the camera's helper, I am also going to say, does not move. Oh. The camera. Shouldn't. The camera should. Yeah, there. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Now, first I'm gonna do camera in. Now. Okay. Good. Now it's still there. All right. Now I can do this. I'm going to go until it hits him. Kind of works. I'm going to just drop about half of it. So I feel like there's motion afterwards. Okay, and then the camera will shake there. All right. But I already did have a help. Oh no. I was going to have a helper because I was going to need it when I go to move everything. So that was something I had to do anyway. Didn't I have a note? No, I didn't. That made me think of something else.
What a lovely tag you have for Cozy Glow.
Yeah. I keep every time I refer to that shot, I say little bitch. Cause she's a little bitch.
She's a cute horse.
She's fun. I like her as a character.
Yeah.
Because she's just like if the kids next door were evil. Just a little kid with an imagination that got out of control, and
she did her to her credit, she defeated everyone. Like she got further than any other villain did against the main six. It's just that stupid tree. Let me go finish cooking.
there's the green beans in there too.
Oh, I got the green beans, that cabbage. I probably should.
Because yeah, there's green beans have been in there for a while. I gotta use them soon. Okay, and I gotta check. Oops. Huh?
Did you say it was gonna do that after a while?
The green beans, but I can use them some other time too. I need to make sure is his harness clipping at all. Only thing that matters is frames. This is the one area I thought it might, but it actually is fine. His little beefy muscles show through a little bit there, but can't do anything about that. Actually, yes, I can. So one nice thing is because his arm is hidden. There we go. I just locked his forearm. Okay, so he's almost done. His tail is really the only one I can think of that's left. And then I don't know if yeah, he doesn't have any jiggle bones otherwise. Oh, his beard, but let's see if that's even worth doing. Yeah, I feel like if I do his beard, it would have to be very, very subtle. Otherwise, I feel like it's gonna, because it's the same color as him, it's gonna feel like a boned appendage, and it would be, it wouldn't work. Let me do the tail right now. Nice thing is this tail is very cheap. It's just 2 bones. with having a 2-bone tail, it means I just have to do both like this. A little more. Actually, no, it's going to be the other way. Okay, and then just grab tail 2, shift it 2 frames. I'm gonna do one more. Some of these are actually going to require a little bit of extra touch-up afterwards. I thought I would be able to just cheat it, but it looks like it's going to need a bit more. Oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, this tail is not, doesn't really bend right.
It's a weird tail to begin with. It's like a brush. Like a broom handle tail. Or like a
Why
handle.
is it square?
Because it's like got the... like a broom. It's very square and it's got like the plastic
Twilight's
bit.
is.
Twilight? Your tail's not like that. It doesn't have like the ring in for it. That like...
That's what an actual horse has.
No.
How do you think the tail moves? They don't control
Well,
the
I
hair.
mean, it's not like a big fat thing, then hair. It's not like this bit.
You know that some of the updated pony models have that, right?
No. They stopped that right now.
Because yeah, there's an actual bone there with the.
Yeah, but it's behind the hair, not just bare like that. It's that weird goat thing.
It's another weird goat thing.
Yes.
Okay, too floppy here. Okay, I think that should work. A little still floppy here.
Chop cabbage.
Okay. I will call him done. But Just make sure there's. Oh yeah, the. Yeah, I don't think that the beard's gonna actually add anything. I'm gonna try for one spot, and if I am convinced, I will do something, but otherwise, no. I'm kind of going to an extreme, just because it's the easiest way to. That's probably a bad spot to example it. Yes. Yeah, I think what it does is by moving that when he's talking, it's creating a false motion along with the mouth, and that's weird because if it moves opposite the mouth's movement, then it feels strange. But if anything, now it's just helping create a more defined speech. So I think I'll just leave it as it is. One last thing to check. The hooves that when they're on the ground are locked. Oh, that's the other thing. Icky Sticky is Jiggy Wiggy. Which I don't mind. But some of the motion is was a bit hard, so I just let's just smooth it a little bit. Yeah, that's all it really needed. Okay. Now, the other thing is do I want to darken this cave a little bit because I feel like it might be a bit too bright. You know, I might just leave it as brighter just because I feel, I don't know, it feels better. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe it's the lack of detail that these are a perfect reflection, but then I don't have any other rocks. Yeah, that might be it. Actually, this one's pretty simple. This one only has those, though. It looks like I got that one off, but actually, I know what that one's for. Yeah, it's not needed. I'll sometimes point a dark negative light at hooves because it helps blend with a darker ground when they're lighter up top. But because of the slime's going to reflect back that black, so I'm not going to bother. So yeah, there's one for the skylight in the back, and then a couple for the stones. What is this one? Oh, and then there's also a light because the shadow or the way the lighting is working, he doesn't look like he has a shadow underneath him. So I just take it off Cartoon's idea of I'm just shining a negative light underneath him in a circle. Looks close enough. All right, so. Yeah, I might actually do that. Because I can cheat this super easy. Just add a whole crap load of spikes. I also have to add some lights to make up for the difference. Because it's... Actually, they're going to be dark because of the angle. Because they're getting dark quick. Well, I will put them in and then we will see what happens. Oh, you know what too? The dark is going to make that reflect, or that weird effect pop up even more. Oh, but I'm not shifting the camera that much. So actually that should work. It'll only be weird when I go this direction. But I don't have to worry about that either. Okay. Let's try this. Can I light up these enough? Looks like I can. I do want them to be darker. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. It will. Oops. There we go. And that was not big enough, but it'll be enough. And I'm going to have the water moving. So once the water's actually moving, it will hide a lot of the crap too. Okay, there's one little gap left to fill. Okay, so that's all rock. Now I just got to get these corners. I don't care how the rocks look, they're just going to be a reflection of rock. Okay. So to fill all the gaps. Not quite, but on this edge here, it's not going to matter. It's going to be just a whole bunch of blur. And then it goes right to that frame, so. Okay, so that fills the room. Do I need any additional lights? Not really, I don't think. What is that gap? Is that a gap? It is. I missed one. Right there. Alright, it's in the corner there. Oh, okay. And now to make the water move. Okay, so the Icky Sticky is locked to him. What is this root locked to? Because it can't be locked to the world. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that's fixed. Burgers, Pride and Joy is locked to. I can't remember. I have a feeling it's. Oh no, that. Oh, it's. I don't care about that one. That's locked to his head. I'm just thinking the bell. Okay. These can't be locked. The bell is locked to something. Okay, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just use the stone slab again. And then the camera's locked to itself. Okay, so we're all good. So to make the water move, take everything in the shot. And we move it over time. Depends on where or how fast I want the water moving. Oh, okay, so the Icky Stickies are still locked to something. Okay, that looks like that's locked to Grogar. This should be locked to the slab. It wasn't in. Okay. No, that should still not make a difference. So if I grab all of this, it won't move. If I grab a stone slab, still doesn't move. And that's because these are. This should be locked to it. There we go. Okay, now I got that fixed. Probably move this based on the Sky Dome number 2. Actually, I don't want the Sky Dome moving at all. Needs a bit more motion than that. Can't remember what direction I wanted to go with this either. Maybe go sideways. No, if it's water, it would be in here. This is a cave. It would be. That's going the wrong direction, isn't it? That's going to make it look like the water is moving away. I'm going to have to move closer. Because it's a cave, it would be coming in, I would think. That's making it look like it's heading out, isn't it? Actually, it looks like it's both, which is kind of perfect. Okay, I like it. I'm just going to slow it down a teeny bit. Okay. Okay, I think that should work. I'm gonna call that one Woot. Oops. Alright. But it is dinner time. So I will not be able to finish Little Bitch, but I might be able to finish her, like, I might poke at it still tonight. So, hopefully I have it done. So, anyways, happy Tuesday, have a good week and all that, I guess. Hopefully have this up, even if I finish it and get it all rendered overnight tonight, I probably won't release it till Friday because it's a better day for videos. But, anyways, good night and stuff. Have a kitty.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Happy New Year, Clumsy. Yep, kitty meow. And all that, yep. Bye-bye. See you guys Friday.